20 minutes to 9 to 10 a.m. Central African time. Welcome back. It is News and Views right here on Salam Media. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, 6 beaches across Durban's coastline have been deemed unsafe to bathe in following the joint sampling of beach water quality by the eThekwini municipality with non-profit organization Adopt a River and its independent partner Talbot. The water quality at Ashaka Beach, Point Beach, South Beach, North Beach, Battery Beach, and Country Club Beach was tested, and the E. coli levels at each of these beaches exceeded the levels that are safe for swimming. Now, joining me to discuss this further is Dr. Ferrial Adam, environmental activist on water and climate change. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Dr. Ferrial, it's a pleasure to have you. December, holidays, people want to swim. But unfortunately, we're seeing the news now that after heavy rainfall, many of those beaches are closed, and there's no guarantee of the safety of the water in Durban. What's going on here?
Look, it's not shocking or surprising because if you remember last year, we were in a similar position. And then we had members of the mayoral council going to swim and trying to prove that the water was clean. So I think that with Durban, we've been having this throughout the year. And it's, I must say that it's a good thing that the municipality has said that, okay, we've tested with an NGO and we've tested with an independent laboratory and these are the results. It shows like openness and transparency because that's what we need. So the results itself are not shocking. People know this in Durban. It's been going on for the last year or so.
I mean, can we just change year to years? Because I think it's been at least 2 years now that beaches have been closed,
Yeah.
open, closed, open, closed. It's
Yeah.
I can't imagine the businesses relying on tourism are too pleased with the situation. Of course, it's a really difficult situation to be in. We're looking at E. coli levels that are almost 10 times above the limit. Just refresh for us, how did we get to this point, and what is the eThekwini municipality doing to address the situation? Are they doing enough?
So if you look at what's going on in KwaZulu-Natal, it's a countrywide problem. So last week, the government released the blue drop report and the green drop report. The green drop report is the state of our drinking water in the country, and the green drop report is the state of the wastewater treatment works in the country. Now, to give you an understanding, the percentage of wastewater treatment works that were classified as critical to almost not functioning is about 67%. So that's almost 70% of wastewater treatment works across the country that are not working. What that means is that the waste and the sewage that they're supposed to clean before releasing water into the rivers and streams is not happening. You are getting raw sewage that is flowing into our river streams and beaches across the country. There's no place that's not touched. Even Cape Town has this problem, right? So that is where it stems from, is that years of neglect of our infrastructure across the country. And I think that what municipalities are doing about it, well, firstly, they're all saying that they don't have money to fix what needs to be fixed. And I think that that's not true because they can find the funding. They can look at getting, there's a grant that the Treasury can give you, but they need to ring fence that grant so that they use it on infrastructure. And that's not happening at the moment. So they also can test more regularly, try to build the trust with the public again, and allow public to, when we have people on the ground reporting sewage spillages or pipe bursts, respond. And that can try to help build the trust with local government again, which is very broken at the moment.
Now, aside from the economic effects of this, there are also environmental effects. Talk to us about that just for a moment.
So there's economic, which we know of, and you've talked about. There's health. We had a cholera outbreak in Gauteng or Northwest earlier this year. 47 people died. So it's a health risk as well. That we need to monitor because a lot of pathogens like cholera, and then you can get hepatitis, other diseases are not being treated, so they're also coming out into the water. That's why it's not safe to swim in that water, right? So it's a health issue. Environmentally, if you have too much sewage flooding up your rivers and streams, you're basically killing the river ecosystems. So when I say river ecosystems, I mean everything from the birds to the frogs to the little fish to the plants, the trees. So if you kill off the entire river ecosystem, you're going to create a river that's going to be dead, and that affects everything else. Everything works in a cycle, and so that then affects everything else around it, and we cannot afford to get to that point.
Mm. Talk to us about the climatic aspect of this. We're going into summer now. There's obviously, hopefully, going to be a lot of rainfall. What's the impact that this would have on E. coli? I mean, if we were hoping that it would end anytime soon, what sort of bearing would the extra rainfall have on the situation?
Yes, I think it's not going to end anytime soon unless government fixes the infrastructure. Let's just put that out there. But it can be less and it can be higher, and that does happen. So, so what could happen with more rain? And depending on the type of rain you get, and what KZN's been receiving recently are these heavy downpours. And that not only breaks infrastructure or breaks more pipes, but it also washes down the sewage from upstream and it washes it down to the beaches. So that's the challenge. So the bottom line is we have to fix the root cause of all of this, and that is the wastewater treatment works in KZN.
So, what sort of action are environmental activists and organizations then taking? What's the course of action to pressure the government to actually fix the infrastructure that seems to be the cause of this problem?
I think we need to have more action. I think it's not enough in terms of creating awareness around our water. But in KZN, the organization I'm from, which is Water Can, has signed on with a group of other people, businesses, other organizations that have laid criminal charges against the city of eThekwini for the pollution. We've just taken one river, which is the Umbilo River, as an example. So we have laid criminal charges against the municipality and the municipal manager.
Well, I'm hoping we can talk soon about the outcome of that and progress regarding that. But thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Zahid. Lovely to chat to you as always.
It's a pleasure. That was Dr. Ferrial Adam, an environmental activist, speaking to us about the situation regarding Durban's beaches, E. coli once again, especially now in the build up to the holidays. Not a fun situation for Durban. Nonetheless, let's take a break. When we come back, we continue.